the responsibility of the Congolese army. As the Ukrainians left DRC, the Brazilian commander of the UN force, General Marcos da Costa, said that 10 years of immense contribution was greatly appreciated. The UN mission in DRC, MONUSCO, is already under pressure in the country. It is widely criticized for failing to do enough to restore peace in the east, where numerous armed groups have operated for 3 decades, killing, raping and looting the region's rich minerals resources such as gold and diamonds. Moving on, Hurricane Fiona knocked out all electricity on the U.S. island of Puerto Rico as winds reached 86 meters per hour. Though officials said some of the island's power had been restored, the rest will take days to be reconnected, according to the operator of the island's grid, Luma Energy. The Category 1 storm caused severe flooding and landslides on the island. President Joe Biden declared a state of emergency for the island, allowing authorities to provide disaster relief, as well as the complete outage of power for the 3.3 million people living on the Caribbean island. Some health centers running on generators were affected by the outage. The electricity systems in San Juan's Medical Hospital complex have since been restored, according to the health secretary. Ports have been closed and flights of the island's main port have been cancelled. There have also been several road closures and a highway bridge in Utuado in the island's central mountainous region and has been washed away by the flood. And in Taiwan, trains derailed and buildings collapsed as island shakes. Taiwan was hit by a 6.9 magnitude earthquake yesterday, leaving at least 1 person dead and 146 injured. It was the strongest of several tremors over the past 3 days, with another 5.6 magnitude earthquake following today. Moving on, a top Chinese health official has warned locals against touching foreigners a day after China recorded its first monkeypox infection. In a post on Weibo, the chief epidemiologist at the Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Wu Zunyun, advised against skin-to-skin contacts with foreigners. The post drew controversy, with some labeling it as racist. Comments on the original post have since been disabled from the platform. In addition, Mr. Wu also called for locals to avoid skin-to-skin contact with recent travelers who had recently returned from abroad in the last 3 weeks and with strangers. He posted the comments a day after the southwestern city of Chongqing reported its first case of monkeypox in an individual who arrived from abroad. It is not yet clear if the individual was a Chinese citizen or a foreigner. And still in China, a bus transporting residents to a COVID-19 quarantine facility in China has crashed, killing 27 of those on board. The coach overturned on a motorway in the southwestern province of Guizhou. Another 20 people were injured. Only 2 people have died from COVID in Guizhou province since the pandemic struck almost 3 years ago. The accident sparked anger online from those critical of Beijing's zero COVID policy. The strict policy involves mass testing and tracking. Those who test positive and their close contacts have to isolate at home or in quarantine facility. Just a handful of cases can spark a city-wide lockdown. There is no word on the cause of the crash, which occurred early on Sunday morning. Still about Taiwan and China, U.S. President Joe Biden has again said the U.S. would defend Taiwan in the event of an attack by China. Asked in an interview if U.S. troops would defend the island, Mr. Biden said yes, if in fact there was an unprecedented attack. The remarks prompted the White House to clarify that the official U.S. policy, which does not commit to military action on Taiwan, had not changed. Beijing said it deplores and firmly opposes Mr. Biden's pledge of action. The Foreign Ministry said it had lodged stern representation with Washington over the remarks broadcast in a CBS 60 Minutes interview yesterday. Taiwan is a self-ruled island off the coast of eastern China that Beijing claims as part of its territory. Washington has always walked a diplomatic tightrope over the issue. And in the United States, the U.S. Space Agency's Perseverance rover is close to completing its first set of objectives on Mars. The NASA robot has collected a diverse set of rock samples that it will soon deposit on the surface, awaiting carriage to Earth by later missions. It's been 17 months since the vehicle arrived in an area called Jezero Crater, slung below a rocket crane. Everything Percy has seen since confirms to scientists the rover is in the perfect place to hunt for life. It's not looking for any organisms that are alive today, and the harsh environment on Mars makes their presence highly improbable. Rather, the robot is searching for the traces of a biology that could have existed billions of years ago when Jezero was filled with a lake. This ancient history, as scientists hope, is now recorded in the amazing rock samples that will be laid down in a depot in the next couple of months. Well, that brings us to the end of this afternoon's news in brief. Be sure to catch more news at 6 p.m. with Arios Namugambe. It should be bringing us both local news and international news. I remind you of the Karamoja cry. We are delivering food relief to the people of Karamoja that are dying of hunger. It's been weeks since we've been delivering food. We have so far delivered over 70,000 metric tons of food aid, but the need is still great, thanks to the people of the Robert Kayanja Ministries. However, we are planning on help giving them a permanent solution that involves plowing, planting and producing from their own land. It's been discovered that Karamoja is a very fertile place and can be a food basket, or can distribute food to the rest of the region and Africa as a whole. That is why we are helping these people get back on their feet by giving them a permanent solution. So far, there have been tractors that have been purchased thanks to the partners of Robert Kayanja Ministries, and we continue to urge you to join us once again as we save the people of Karamoja. We are not only delivering food relief, we are also delivering clothes, beddings, and very many things that they are in need of. These are our own that need to be saved and their land given back to them productively. Otherwise, be sure to catch Pastor Jessica Kayanja right after the news in brief with the Marriage Now program that will help us enlighten us on mentorship and very many things that will help the people, that will help you, guide you, especially if you're looking up to marriage. God bless you. Enjoy your afternoon. We'll meet again. Good afternoon.